Turn Ups, this is MR Shannon, and welcome to the Daily Turn Up, the podcast where we break down what's going on in the world today and help you digest it all in 10 minutes or less. Today's Tuesday, December 10th, and we have some great stories for you. Impeachment of Two Tales, China doubling down, and the Amazon fight. For the first story of the day, we gotta get into politics, and I feel like I have to talk impeachment. So I will, because this is like the biggest thing going on besides the 100 people running on the Democratic side. Ha, jokes. Alright, so let's start off with that first. Michael Bloomberg, the ultra billionaire who joined the race like 3 weeks ago, but that guy is making his first foreign trip. Nothing says like getting votes like hanging out in Madrid. But on a serious note, Bloomberg will appear Tuesday at a United Nations Global Climate Conference in Madrid, where he'll share the results of his private push to organize thousands of U.S. citizens and businesses to abide by terms of a global climate treaty that the Trump administration is working to abandon. And back to the impeachment we go, which serves now as a tale of two cities. Does that work? I don't know, but we're gonna roll with that. So, top Democratic investigation testified yesterday, Monday, as the House Judiciary Committee pushes ahead with articles of impeachment. The first tale. Democrats outlined their case against the president, saying Trump's push to have Ukraine investigate rival Joe Biden while withholding U.S. military aid ran counter to U.S. policy and benefited Russia as well as himself. All right, check this out. Dan Goldman, the director of the investigation at the House Intelligence Committee, said President Trump's persistence and continuing effort to coerce a foreign country to help him cheat to win an election is a clear and precedent danger to our free and fair elections and to our national security. Second tale, Republicans defending the president as having nothing wrong, of doing nothing wrong at all with the 2020 election. So Doug Collins of Georgia said they can't get over the fact that Donald Trump is the president of the United States and they don't have a candidate that can beat him. Republican attorney Stephen Kaser dismissed the transcript of Trump's crucial call with Ukraine as 8 ambiguous lines that did not amount to the president seeking a personal political favor. And what's happening? What's the outcome? So the outcome, though, appears increasingly set as Democrats prepare at least 2, if not more, articles of impeachment against Trump, likely charging him with an abuse of power and obstruction of Congress. A Judiciary Committee vote could come as soon as this week. That's the biggest part. This could wrap up well before the holidays. All right, transitioning over to world news. You just have to love a good story when everyone knows what's going on, and let's say the problem child is not only actively denying everything, they're claiming that things are better. You know what? In fact, that they're amazing. And you can only sit there and shake your head. If you haven't guessed, I'm talking about China and the Uyghur minority Muslims in the Chinese province of Zhejiang. Those Muslims who got into concentration camps, things are pretty much got 1984. That's a George Orwell reference. And if you haven't read the book, good job surviving high school, I guess. But no, really, go check it out. It's a great book. All right, I digress. So Chinese officials have called these concentration camps vocational training centers and have said everyone has graduated and are living happy lives. But Uighurs have said their family members continue to be detained in these camps and prisons. This comes, of course, from international pressure, specifically from the United States and Europe. And these camps aren't a good look. So U.S. legislation condemns the mass detention of an estimated more than 1 million Uyghurs and others Muslim minorities in the area. And it also raises possible sanctions against Chinese government officials deemed responsible for human rights abuse. And like every government in the history of functioning governments denied these accusations, because obviously it looks terrible, and now there's a possibility for more sanctions, so of course they're going to deny it. And besides, China is saying that their vocational training areas, so one of the Chinese representatives spoke out. I'm just going to come out and say, I'm going to butcher his name. So it's like Sorat Zakir, the Zhejiang Uyghur government official. So check it out. This guy made a statement following the United States Congress approval for Human Rights Policy Act in Xinjiang. So the official said, when the lives of people of all ethnic groups in Xinjiang were seriously threatened by terrorism, the United States turned a deaf ear. On the contrary, now that Xinjiang society is steadily developing and people of all ethnicities are living and working in peace, the U.S. feels uneasy and attacks and smears our province. So a leak report on this entire issue is currently floating around the internet. It came out like last week or 2 weeks ago. Check it out, formulate your own opinion. But yeah, there's a lot of proof there that these aren't vocational training centers. They are pretty much concentration camps, brainwashing the Uighurs. All right, moving on to Russia and Ukraine. So check it out. President Vladimir Putin of Russia met President Zelensky of Ukraine for the first time Monday at a summit in Paris to try to end 5 years of war between Ukrainian troops and Moscow-backed separatists. Both sides sat down at the French presidential palace along with the leaders of France and Germany for talks focused on reviving a 2015 peace agreement for eastern Ukraine that has largely stalled. Since 2014, the war has killed over 14,000 people and embodied the Kremlin and reshaped European geopolitics. All right, we're going to transition over to business and money news right now, where Amazon, good old Amazon, dominating the headlights per use. So Amazon is created a lawsuit blaming President Trump for the loss of a Pentagon cloud contract. So like Amazon has like AWS, which is like the supercomputer cloud. I know most people have Apple, so think like that cloud, but their cloud does more than just storing music and pictures. So Amazon.com on Monday accused the United States President Donald Trump of exerting improper pressure and bias that led the Department of Defense to award a lucrative $10 billion cloud contract to rival Microsoft Corporation. Basically, Amazon's big thing is that Donald Trump doesn't like Jeff Bezos, because if you don't know, Jeff Bezos, CEO of Amazon, also owns the Washington Post, which constantly does not like Donald Trump or pushes out things that are not favorable to Donald Trump. And so that's where this whole biasm comes from. And it's going to be a nice, long legal battle. All right, for your BizMon fun facts, for all those homebodies out there, check this little fact out. In 1987, 18% of Americans moved to another state. So if you were born in Connecticut, 18% of the people born in Connecticut moved to, let's say, anywhere besides Connecticut. In 2019, just 9% moved. So that's a pretty big change right there. And check this story out. Over the weekend, a banana taped to a wall sold for $120,000 at an art show. Yeah, I'm talking about a literal banana. And I honestly just hate myself for not thinking of it. It's so simple and so brilliant. Just like duct tape and a banana. Wow, the opportunity's missed. All right, 266,000 new jobs added in November. Yeah, that makes 110 straight months of job increase. All right, we're going to transition over to sports news because we got some stories today. Steven Strasburg, the Nationals pitcher, he just reached a $245 million 7-year deal. I mean, it kind of helps when you're the MVP of the team that just brought the first World Series ever to Washington, D.C., or at least in modern baseball. And Russia has been banned for the next Olympics and World Cup as in soccer. A solid 4-year ban for good old doping, and that's what happens when you cheat. All right, we're going to finish things up with celebrity and pop culture news, because that's what we do. And the number one movie in America that is still in theaters is Frozen 2. It brought in $35.2 million this past week and has grossed over $338 million. And Miley Cyrus got herself a new tattoo, all caps freedom. And no, we don't really think she's talking about America. Jokes. No. But hinting at her divorce with Liam Hemsworth. Throw that shade, Miley. Throw that shade. And wrapping things up with the Kardashians, because that's what we do on the Daily Turn-Up, Khloe said she will always love her sister Kourtney, regardless of all the keeping up with the Kardashian drama. All right, Turn-Ups, for your takeaways. Politics. So Bloomberg is going after the hearts of those who care about the environment and doing it at the biggest environmental stage in the world, Madrid. And the impeachment, nothing too new except the articles may be finished up and voted upon by the end of the week. So that could be very historic. And China is doubling down, tripling down on the we aren't hurting the Uighurs. Yeah, you might want to try something else because no one's really buying it. And Amazon is preparing for a long legal battle with the American government. That'll be fun. Said no one ever. Another joke. I'm either killing it today or I'm just so sorry. All right, Turn-Ups, for your daily advice. The secret of getting ahead is getting started. That's from the author, legend, Mark Twain. If there's something on your mind or you have a comment, slide into our DMs on Instagram at m.r.shannon. And Turn-Ups, tell everyone that this is an awesome podcast. Spotify, iTunes, whatever you're listening on, tell everyone you know. Help us grow. Really appreciate it. Thank you. And I had a blast day. Definitely, maybe, probably, no, our best episode yet. I'll see you guys tomorrow.